We're gonna make some white bread, starting with a half a cup of milk. That was oat milk, by the way. You need 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 3 tablespoons of sugar. This is coconut sugar. We're gonna put this baby on some low heat. We're gonna make it all dissolve. It takes some time. Just be patient. Low heat takes a while. Oh, it looks good. Mix it up. All right. Butter just has to melt a little bit. I just turned off the heat so the butter can just finish melting. Now we're gonna get 1.5 cups of warm water. We're gonna pour it into a mixing bowl. And then I got some active dry yeast. These are 2 packages. And you're gonna dissolve it in that warm water. Mix it in. Woo. The milk mixture that we made should be cooled off a bit, and then you could add it in. This is where it gets to be tedious, but you have to be patient. Here I have 3 cups of flour, but I think I used up to 5 cups, possibly 6. Just add as much as you can until you feel like it's a good consistency. It takes time. If you have a mixer with a paddle, which I don't, you're gonna have to do what I did, which took probably like 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more to mix this. The point is you don't want to put it all in at once. You don't want to overdo it. At this point, it was getting really sticky, but I felt it was time that I used my hands. And it was still pretty sticky. Yeah, it's gooey. So this is where I kept adding flour over and over again. This is actually my first time ever making white bread. I have not made bread in several years, and when I did, it was challah, and my oven was terrible and it came flat. So this is actually my first experience making bread properly with a better oven. Now you could see it's a lot less gooey. It's picking up. It's getting to be a really good consistency. Now you got to put it in a greased bowl. I do not have shortening. I'm not into shortening. This is ghee that I melted. I'm just double checking my dough. And I needed to add a little more flour. I was like, no. Make it into a ball best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect at this point. I put it into the bowl, and then I flipped it over so it's greased on both sides. Cover it up Let it sit for an hour and magic! Wow, yeast is amazing. Punch that dough down. We need 2 loaves, so we're gonna cut this in half. I'm just spreading it out a bit, seeing if it's equal in size. That looks about right. Shape it up. Make it into a little ball. See how it feels. You can put this on top of some flour if you want. I felt it was pretty good. I didn't feel a need to add anything. I think one loaf might be a little bit bigger than the other, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Place them into some bread pans. I have 2 bread pans that I recently got, so I can make bread on a consistent basis. And then you could shape it to how you need it. So even though I just rolled it into a ball, not really necessary. You gotta cover it up. I just use some different pan things to put on top. Let it cool for an hour again. Just make sure it's in a warm place. And look, more magic. Whoa, all of a sudden it's cooked. I cooked it for 30 minutes on 400 Fahrenheit. Let it cool off, and then you know what? I put some oat milk butter on it, and it is delicious. My family loved this. I made them sandwiches for their lunches on it. And when they came home, my sons were like, "Can I have more bread?" They were really into it. They love homemade bread. And so do I.